We are we are back. Sorry, there was a technical issue. We didn't realize it actually quit the stream, so we've lost our whole introduction. Uh,
Yeah.
we don't have a whole lot to say anymore. We'll just talk about it while they're playing the match. They're getting ready to. Team Verreycken is out there on the ice, just figuring things out. So no idea what happened, but we'll hopefully
Yeah.
it won't happen again.
Best thing is we're live, and it didn't happen during the game.
match,
It was
yeah.
just during our intro, and well, we made some very bad jokes and some puns and whatever. The usual stuff. You didn't really miss out on anything. So let's, before they finish off their LSD, maybe we can have a quick look at the current standing to see what's at stake, and then we'll talk about the teams as we go in the game. So currently we have Belgium Curling League A Division. Viry sits on top, as we've mentioned a couple of times before. They've played most of the matches. Then Team Verreycken sitting in that second spot, 2 wins, 0 losses. If they win tonight, they can still be very strong. But then N19, that's the hardest team for me to estimate where they will end. Normally in this kind of Classico, I'll mention later why we call it the Classico, but let's say this is the Classico in Belgium curling. But N19, they should be in the kind of top half. They're sitting halfway because they have a loss. Maybe after tonight they move up, who knows? But it's hard to estimate where N19 will end up in this season, or this second half of the season.
Yeah, and even with what we were saying earlier that you guys didn't hear, we had some really salient points. But N19 skip Stefan van Dijk, he called in sick just today. So unfortunately, they're only playing with 3, losing your skip and your anchor is always going to be tough for a team. But the leads will be playing, the front end will be playing 3 stones each. Bart Pellmans will be playing normal vice skip, will be playing throwing last stones and playing skip tonight. So it's going to be an interesting setup for the teams. We'll see how well they do, how well they adjust. They're going to be going up against a buzzsaw of a Team Verreycken. That's they they play tough. They've got 5 men in their lineup. They can rotate in and out. They're actually sitting Jeroen Sprout, the normal 4th tonight. Timo Verreykken's going to slot back into the 4th, while Tuur Vermeer is going to jump into that 2nd slot. But this is a team that they try to bring out an equal lineup. They don't want to have a weak lineup, or weaker lineup with certain players in it. So they feel like they can get anybody in there and play, and they'll play with anybody, and they're going to put N19 to the test tonight.
Yeah, normally they would just play with their kind of base team and an alternate on the world stage, European stage, during those kind of European championships. That's their peak moment in the season. But then in the Belgium league, here they would rotate and be just a team of 5 equal players and rotate around. And I think that's also one of their strengths going into the future, bring in a young alternate Tuur with a lot of progression margin, made a lot of progression this season. And if they rotate him like this, I think he's just a very strong addition to the Team Verreycken, and I think Team Verreycken is still set to be the best team and to remain the best team in Belgium for maybe the next couple of seasons. They're already working on their next season, acquiring some sponsors. So yeah, that's just one of the stronger teams, and probably also one of the well-known teams out there. They compete in our own tournaments as well. I remember World Curling Tour, they participated. They got as far as, I think, the quarterfinals. I'm not sure.
They lost a close one in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think it's Team Hertland, the Polish team. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to tonight. Hopefully, we'll get to see some good curling. That's all we're really interested for. We like to have some good curling, good conversation. Hope you guys join us in the chat. Hope everybody comes over from the old broken stream to this one, because it wouldn't let us reconnect to that one. So we'll see. We'll hope no more technical issues tonight. We never can tell.
Yeah.
Looks like they are doing their LSDs right now. If we want to pop over and take a look at those.
Yeah, let's have a quick look over at the LSDs. And hey, Mats, I see you were able to find the new stream. So we had a little issue with the previous stream during. There was a technical reason why during the countdown it popped offline. Luckily, it was before the game, so we had time enough to repair it, and not really sure if there will be broken links out there on our socials.
Yeah, there will be, because it's a new video, because it wouldn't let us reconnect to that stream, so unfortunately links are going to all be broken. That is a pretty good one there. I'm guessing that's going to be about 38 centimeters. We don't know, so I'm just gonna guess, and I'm gonna be right. So.
Yeah, I was trying to zoom in, but then Timo decided, well, let's keep it a secret for now. Let's go for the cliffhanger here. Now, second LSD on the way for Verreycken.
I missed.
You missed the LSDs from.
I saw one of them. It was probably about 160 centimeters, so maybe 150. But this one, I think, in the house will be good. Sweeper's leaving it. They like this one. Just the last little bit, try to get that down there.
Ooh, this is nice. Look at that. Look at that. Do they have to measure that, or is it?
That is a 0. Yeah, because we only measure to the edge. In the WCT tournaments and the bigger tournaments like that, they'll measure to the center of the stone. So there's an offset. They use lasers, but for the teams for here, we just measure to the edge of the stone. It's easier. So that will be counting as a 0.
Yeah. As a big Lebowski fan, I'm going to put the quote out there: "Mark it 0." It was over the line.
You're over the line.
You're over the line. Mark at 0. Yeah. Teams wishing each other good stones.
Deciding who gets to do what. Jeroen, there he is. He was out there helping with the team, but he is coming. He's going to come off.
So I am going to take the leap of faith here and say that Team Verreycken will start with the hammer.
Yeah, I think a total of 30-something is going to be probably hammer-worthy, especially since I saw they had that N19 had at least one stone sitting at 160. So even with the 0, still gonna be Team Verreycken.
Bringing over the last couple of stones, and this will be the final action for Jeroen. He helped the team with their LSDs, did a very good job, gave the team the hammer, and he will be leaving the ice now, going back to the warmth of the canteen, where he will join Caro and take his place on the bench while John here is dying of old age.
I am going to try my best not to cough on camera or on the microphone. Okay, so Steph and N19 is going to lead us off.
Starting with a center guard.
Now this will be an interesting scene. Like, what is the difference in style between Bart and Stefan? Like, what would Stefan normally call? You know, Stefan has a reputation of being a thinker.
Yeah.
Will Bart continue that, or does he have his own style? Ooh, this one's quite wide. Just judging from that stone and the couple I saw during the warm-ups, ice is very straight tonight, or not. It is very straight tonight, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of curl.
We also have another match over at the B sheet.
Yeah, we have Brewers Ducks against Desperate Housekeepers. A couple of other teams looking to move their way up the standings. We saw Desperate Housekeepers earlier this week play against N19. Very nice opening stone from Don, just sits there right in the corner guard, just outside the house. And I believe we're seeing the Housekeepers play tomorrow on stream.
Yes.
This one, Mats, is a bit uneven as far as voting. N19's playing without their skip, so I'm taking Team Verreycken.
Yeah, I noticed that you voted Team Verreycken. I also know what Mats voted for. That was an interesting vote there. Let me have a quick peek at the voting results.
This one just gets over the hog.
We have 79 votes for Team Verreycken versus 21 for N19. So Team Verreycken definitely fan favorite here. Also, the Belgian Curling Association casted their vote in the poll, which is interesting. Do we want to expose their vote, or do we want to keep it a safe secret here on Sturdia TV?
I think it should be a secret.
Yeah, your secrets are safe with us, Belgian Curling Association.
So I'm trying to get this one to curl over. It's a little bit heavy. It's going to be just over the tee line, or all the way back to the edge of the 8 foot. That really just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yep.
I really hope that was muted because it was still green when I had to cough.
I didn't hear a lot of cough, so I think that was fine. So yeah, we've mentioned this on our socials. Ooh, it's a little slider going there.
Yeah, there is over on sheet A an initiation going on, so that is where that one came on. Usually the sliders don't come that far off to the side, but hey, it happens.
I remember there was a game, was it Great Ducks or Curling Stones? I don't remember what game anymore, but there was also a slider sliding in onto the broadcast sheet just as Christophe and Xavier started their sliding and throwing the rock, and one of the sweepers just barely missed the slider, just stepped right next to it. But imagine if you would step on a slider while it slides across your sheet. That would have been a very dangerous situation there.
Yep, exactly.
No harm done.
We have Team Verreycken with his first stone of the evening. Nice, smooth delivery there.
His LSD was an absolute killer performance, so if that sets the tone for the rest of the game, you see a very good tour.
Trying to get this one to curl over. You tap it in, and what's that? Taps the guard in, puts their own one there. Very nice stone. Good result.
So yeah, Mats, let's reveal our votes for this game. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna re-win my house, but I'm going for the safe bet, and I'm gonna pick Team Verreycken as the winner of this game. I think
I already took Team Verreycken, so it's no. You won the bet, so I get to go first.
Okay, yeah, right.
This one is going to be a bit inside. Going to miss the takeout. And N19 needs to find their. I think they're going to need to find their line quickly, find their line and their weight quickly if they want to be able to stay in this match. And Timo looking for the promotion. Just going to tap this one back. But I believe it's going to curl a little bit more. Trying to hold this one just to get it somewhere. It does. Actually taps it over. Catches that. Ooh, shooter slides behind some coverage.
Nice,
Gets
very
that
nice.
other one over. Very nice split there. Not what they were intending, but a very, very good result.
Yeah, 4 stones in the house, sitting strong, having some cover. So this is already some pressure for N19 to deal with the situation.
We're looking for the double out here.
Immediate sweeping here from Steph. Will it have the weights?
Ooh, not quite enough weight, but a pretty good effort there.
Yeah, but then it puts that third stone in a very, very inconvenient position for N19 there. I think Team Verreycken is not unhappy with having that yellow stone there sitting on in the red circle.
Exactly, yeah. They can just, like you said, you saw Timo point. Just going to put something in there, top of the blue. Just kind of guard it up. one gonna come down. I think it's gonna be a very nice stone.
It carries long here.
Right into the edge, right into the blue. Guards things off nicely. They're gonna be very happy with that stone from bottom.
Yeah, his face expression was, yeah, it's it is where it's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
I expected that.
Yeah, no surprise there from a stone.
Yeah, Tom, we have Housekeepers and Brewers Ducks on Sheet B. We'll keep you guys up to date on that match as well.
So another takeout for N19 to clear some stones. Doesn't feel very hard, and it's already starting to curl there. Might pop against one of the guards. It's
gonna catch that second guard there. Yeah, that was inside off his hand and not heavy enough. It's gonna roll out the back. Unfortunate. Timo looking at his options. I'd like to get this one.
Yeah, they already have 4 stones in the house there. It's getting pretty packed. And they have hammers, so only 2 more stones for N19 to make the best out of this first stance. And,
yeah, and plenty of room to draw behind that center stone in the house in the blue, so they could get behind it on the center line in the button.
goes quite a bit. They're looking for that little tap, I guess.
Yeah, this one's a little bit light, but this gets inside. Kind of overlaps. Really good guard for them. It's going to make it harder for them to do anything with, but it also makes that N19 can get one around behind it. Try to draw in behind those two. It'd be difficult for Team Verreycken to do anything about that. Trying to figure out how much ice they need to give. It's not been curling very much, but you tend to throw these lighter draws and they're gonna curl a lot more. Going to peek over on sheet B, see if I can see which team is which color. All right, now I know. Brewers Ducks are red, so that'll make it easy for seeing who does what. Line looks okay. It's really just about the weight. This one's gonna be a little bit light. Gonna curl over just a little too short. Oof. That is a tough stone for them because now they've got no room to work with when they need to throw their last stone.
No.
Timo's looking, they're going to just try to play. I saw him make a motion that they might have to tap one of those center yellows back. Obviously the one closer to the pin would be the one that would the better angle, but might even be trying to draw behind. No, not with that broom.
So 5 stones in the house there for Team Verreycken. Looking very strong. I think they're going to open with a big house here.
It looks that way. I think Bart is going to need to throw an amazing stone with his last one to try to take some points off the board for Team Verreycken.
And the question is, can they get somewhere near the red to do some damage control? There's a bit of room.
So all they want this to do is just curl over a bit. Ooh, it's going to catch that top one, I think.
Wouldn't be the
Just
worst.
does, not the worst one,
No,
no.
this is pretty good, because now over on that right side, it blocks the way to the red circle there, and in between those two red stones. Oh, yeah. Now it's just a matter of finding a gap to get a stone in the 4-foot circle.
This is where I wish I had my telestrator, because I see a couple of paths. The one that Bart is looking at now, coming up that center and trying to squeeze something in between the gap of those yellows sitting in the blue circle. But that's going to be a bit tough. Another option would be trying to play something in off that red on the corner, just biting the edge of the house.
Yeah.
But that's also a tough shot. I mean, there's some backing there. If he hits at the right angle, there's some backing.
There are no easy shots at this stage. All right, look.
They're looking to come up the center and try to squeeze something between. I think it's just going to be damage control.
Yeah.
Try to get something in between there, get it into the white so that it at least takes out those 3 blue stones from counting.
Their stone must get as deep as possible to take away some points. I mean, 3 out of the 6 stones are sitting in the blue, so just getting a stone in the white area would cut their loss in half, basically. So getting into the white is biggest priority. That would be damage control, but getting into the red would reduce the damage to just 1 stone. And that would be the best possible result here for them not having hammer.
Is that going to curl over enough? I don't think so. I think that's going to hit that top one. At least it's going to push it out. Maybe. Ooh, doubles them out. Okay.
Yes. So looking at the house situation, this is already 4 house for Team Verreycken, and they have an additional stone to make it 5.
Yep.
Yeah, they're looking to see how deep it is, but it's definitely sitting 5th shot, so they can basically ignore that stone. And
yep, they just need it inside the house so they're to come out on this outside and do that. Now, see, I think it was a good effort by Bart, but I think I would have looked at that trying to play the hit and roll in off their own stone on the edge. It gives them they had more of a chance to get onto the button and take even more stones away, and they had a little bit of a backing if they get that right angles.
yeah.
But
The thing is, if they miss the hit and roll, I mean, maybe they were looking for an option where their shooter would aim for the house and see where it could land. Then again,
yeah, that's true.
so not a lot of pressure for Timo here.
No, definitely a shot he wants to make though, but it is not there's not a huge gap there, but just has to get it into all the way into the house. That's
And
enough.
the white is fine. Even the better half of the blue is fine.
Yeah, just fully inside the blue. And now this stone gives them an opportunity to see what is the ice running like on the outside, if in case they need to use it later in the match.
Don't think
And
Bart
that
is going to sweep it. Although it sounded it was too hard. And
a
it
little
just
too
four.
heavy, yep.
So
All right, so just 4 for Team Verreycken. What a terrible start for them.
yeah, but you don't want to leave those kind of easy gift points open.
Yeah,
Yeah. Even, I mean, 4 or 5, that's still a big lead. But if that's the difference between a 1 house and a 2 house, that's the kind of stones that you don't want to leave short.
That makes a big difference. And yeah, you never really like to leave those.
Especially
I don't want to say an open draw. I mean, but it fairly was. They didn't have to squeeze it between anything. It was just that, okay, they're going through that part of the house where you don't know where the ice is going to be fast or slow, and is it going to fall or not, so curl or not. So as we start end number 2. Team Verreycken has a 4-0 lead over N19. And these guys waste no time just getting set up and going. Timo indicating it's a little bit wide. It is going to stay outside. I think it's going to come into the house. And is going to carry past the tee line and stop right there in the side quarter of the 4 foot. Glad they decided to wait until I was done having a coughing fit before I needed to start talking. So it also seems to be a bit wide off the broom. It's going to come all the way down and sit nicely on top of that yellow. Oh, just a little bit outside. Very close though. But leaves an opportunity for... Yep. They're just going to take this one out. Try to sit the shooter maybe on top of that yellow. Maybe roll a little bit further away. Take away any kind of double. Curl over nicely, catch that side.
Yeah, excellent stone.
It was a little bit further away. I wanted that one to curl a little bit more to get a little more solid hit, but ooh, just on the edge of the house. Maybe that's biting? Hard to say.
Well, it's hard to say. Yeah, it's impossible to say from our angle.
It looks like it could be good. Just a little bit light, unfortunately. Had a good line. Just outside the house, so Team Verreycken can't do anything with it yet. It was a blank in the first end, Tom. And housekeepers have the hammer. So they blanked the first end.
Interesting, because remember... Well, first see where this stuff goes. Remember their game against Grey Ducks, where they decided not to go for a blank end in their first end, but take that 1 point, and then later over at the broom stacking, Tom van Waterschoot questioned like, hey, why didn't you go for the blank end? And they said, well, in the Belgian league, we kind of tend to just take the points, and because every point counts, and then see where it goes from there.
This one seems to be a bit outside. I think they wanted this one a little more weight to try to bump those two off.
It is outside.
Or maybe that was a draw to try to freeze on top of it.
Yeah, if you can freeze against the yellow one, that would have been a very nice stone. But it was just outside the weight. It was pretty much okay.
Yeah, so I think with that weight, yeah, it was just outside on the broom and it didn't curl over enough for them. Team Verreycken is going to now just put theirs just a little guard somewhere near the top of the house. Try to take away that line to the button. I'm really leaning this one to kind of hold it. Oh, very nice stunts. Just clips the guard, though.
Yeah, unfortunately clips the guard. Otherwise, it would have been a perfect stone.
Ooh, little Swedish curl. Get a couple more centimeters into the button there, but does leave a pocket for Team Verreycken to draw back into. No, sorry, for N19 to draw into. Def indicating it's a bit heavy. Looks like it might be. It's going to crash onto this red, or to this yellow, but that's got backing from the other red, so... Yeah, just that much weight with the ice not curling very much tonight. It's, yeah, it was a recipe for disaster.
Losing down a center line there.
You see Timo indicating it's a bit outside. Weight looks okay. Well, actually, it's even deeper than he wanted. He wants something sitting over the top of the house and on the tee line for this one. So a little bit deep, a little bit outside. Didn't really seem to curl much.
Pushed it. Yeah, the pocket's still open there.
This one's a bit heavy, but that's going to tuck right into the pocket there. It's got the backing. Nice stone, but can be pushed back.
It's still behind the tee, so it's still an option for Team Verreycken if they put the stone against it to tap stuff back.
Yeah, I think at this point they're happy to tap the red one back, move their yellow one out of the way so it's not backing up that red, then they can come and tap it back later.
Yeah, if they tap it back, it becomes third shot, so it leaves an opportunity for Team Verreycken to still steal two here.
Curl over nicely. Very nice stone. Moves into shot position. Red's still second, but it has no backing now, so Verreycken will be able to push that out of the way and then be back to sitting three comfortably. So Art looking to see if they can't maybe get rid of these yellow ones somehow.
Going for a takeout here.
Doesn't need a huge amount of weight here, but definitely has to catch it a little bit more on the side than on the nose, so.
Was this inside again?
I think so. Yep. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to nose hit that red one, the yellow one. Oh, not quite.
Not the worst though.
Gets rid of one. But now that yellow is pressed up against their own red, so that's going to make it harder to get rid of. Yeah, it just was a little bit off on the inside, off his hand, so. It still did catch that center line side of the stone, so it's not that bad. Kind of wondering what options they're looking at here. Thinking maybe just draw another one in on top of their yellow on the button. All right, quick update from Sheet B. Housekeeper scored 1 in the second, so they lead 1-0 over Brewers Ducks. Just gonna let this one curl over. Starts to go right as soon as it crosses the hog line there. Come up. I think that's a good stone there. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult, although it does leave a double. There is a double there, but do they have enough stones to play the double right now? They should. Steph was pointing out that there's a hit and roll in from that red, but might be their only clear option. Is that double very likely moves their red one out of second position. So that would be a tough stone to play. Line is crucial here.
Interesting.
Just a little bit in or on the nose. Just needed to curl over just a little bit, but not a bad result. Moved a couple of those yellow ones away, tucked a couple of those red ones closer in. Right now, I believe that red is sitting second and third. Unfortunately, the way those two reds are stacked up, I don't think they could promote either of them to try to move that yellow one off the pin.
Opting for a guard here. And then again, they don't have hammer, so they can just ride to protect the steel here.
Let's take a quick look at the overhead and see what we're seeing here. Yeah, it's really close. It might even be, red might even be second, third, or fourth. But there's no way to move those third and fourth reds over onto the pin to move it out of the way. And Timo was saying the game might be faster because Stefan wasn't here, but I don't know. He's taking his sweet time tonight, too.
Yeah. Going for a guard. So it's all about the line.
Okay, starts to curl over. That's going to stop nicely right there on the center line. I think that may have curled over a little bit more than they wanted, but or they were looking to guard that center one, that red that Steph is looking at, like, hey, maybe we can come this one over, but there's nothing you can do. The yellow is pinned up against that red, so red will never go away. Yeah, I think this might be their only option, is that stone that Bart is looking at is like they have to throw a peel weight, catch like about a centimeter of it just to kick it over, and hopefully that it has enough force behind it to tap the yellow. And if he makes that shot, there, I'm not even going to click the button for any other shot tonight. So
Yeah.
I don't care if Timo clears the house with the 5 stone. You know, it's a quintuple takeout. It's nothing's going to beat this peel weight here if that's what he throws.
Yeah, that's at least the option they're looking at here, and they promote that redstone into a shot position. It's a very difficult stone, but I don't think they.
I don't think they can.
No, they have no other option, because trying to tap in that redstone would work, because that second redstone is kind of blocking the path to have a smooth runway to the Yellowstone there. If this, that's the option I was talking about. Can they tap in? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it goes anywhere. I think even with...
Well, that's what they are going for, though. That is their call. And
okay, we're talking about different shots then.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So they're going to do this peel over.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah. But I was thinking Steph was looking at the red just off the center line on the wall side. And he was looking, can we promote that one back? But there's no way, because it's direct backing behind that Yellowstone.
A bit more ice, because you really have to hit it good enough on the sides. Any type of nose hit.
Yeah, it's a good push on that one, but then he also stopped the rotation, so there's not very much handle
Zero
there.
rotation there, yeah.
Yeah, it started going, but it just came straight out of his hand, and
yeah, clearly disappointed there.
yeah,
That's one yellow, steal of one.
Steal one for Team Verreycken. Yeah, and unfortunately for N19, they were hurt by their own takeout. It pushed 2 stones, closer together, but then it basically took away any opportunity to use either of them as a way to push the yellow off the button. So unfortunate, a bit of bad luck for N19 there. So as we head into end number 3, Timo is investigating the ice.
Yeah.
He saw something there.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that the landing area of this guard is very well investigated, leaving nothing to chance. Calling for T-line wait here.
Yep, figured let's put the pressure on, put the stones in the house, and make them chase. So and chase they are. Bart's going to say we're not going to let them build anything up.
No. I'm wondering if Stefan van Dijk would be watching the stream now that he cannot play in N19 is playing against Team Verreycken. If you would be curious to follow the...
No, I hope so.
Yeah.
This one, not quite the weight I think they wanted. Does move it off. They are sitting, but stays in the house and gives that separation for their own stones. So, yep. Timo setting up immediately. We're just going to peel this one off.
I think there was some communication error there with N19. They've looked a bit surprised about the outcome of that stone.
Rom putting his weight on there to get that to curl over. Catches the side, peels it off. Shooter falls out of the house, out of play. Good stone from Don there. Always looking to adjust, correct things. Yep, felt like I pushed that out a little bit, so. Yep. Bart's going to leave that one alone now. He's going to go after, try to set something up. I think we're sliding a bit to the inside, so this might curl more than they want. Once it crosses that center line, we all intend to see it just really take off. And this doesn't look to be too bad. Sit right there on the edge of the house. Edge of the 8 foot, I mean. Unfortunately goes into the house, so Team Verreycken is just going to get rid of it. Don is going to have to sweep to hold this one. Feels like it's moving off just a little bit.
They're going to keep the shooter
right on the nose. Keeps the shooter.
Nice little nose hit there.
This one looks to be light. The supers are right on it. I think this one's going to have enough weight to get behind that yellow. Alright, so I'm wrong. It's a very nice stone.
Beautiful stone there.
Just seemed to stop curling a little bit at the end there. It looked like that was going to tuck in nicely behind the guard, but just kind of fade out a little bit. You see about half of it there.
Are they going for a takeout?
They are just going to go and get rid of that one. Ooh, that one curled immediately out of his hand. So it's going to crash into their own yellow.
Yeah,
Maybe
going for plan B then.
kick over. Earthquake. Taps on top of their own. But stacked up nicely, so not going to be... there is some gap. There is a gap, though, so they will not be able to... they should be able to peel this one off. So Timo in the background giving a little discussion with Tur. I think he was asking what did I do wrong, and it probably came off his hand, so he probably released it outside. This one is unfortunately too far outside. It's never going to get over.
And they had a couple of misses here and there, which leaves them in a situation where they don't really have control in the end. So always Team Verreycken kind of builds up a game, puts some stones in the house.
Yeah, that's one of the things you have to do against Team Verreycken to stay in is you have to execute. You can't miss open shots like that. Because now it's just an easy way for Team Verreycken to come. They'll take that other red out of the house. He's sitting 4. They survived the earthquake. Well, does over curl, catches that other one, and now actually sets it up for a double. They actually can get rid of both of these, but Bart opting for other. He wants to put this a freeze on top of the yellow. Wants to try to keep a stone in the house, even if it is behind the T line.
Opting for a different curl.
Yeah, I think they would have seen this line during warm-ups, so I saw Bart move his broom, so this one might be a little bit tight as well. You see Stefan pointing up, so it's a bit on the heavier side. It's starting to go. But they're not really trying for a takeout. They want this to freeze, and unfortunately that's going to be a little bit too hard.
Yeah, but then it hits the stone on the right angle, so it has a little backing, or a little protection from that yellow stone to maybe survive in that spot. Then again,
I don't know.
No. There's still kind of almost a meter there, so that
Yeah.
should be enough to take it out. Yeah. Looking. By the way, Timo sets his broom. This is going to be a hard takeout.
Yep. This one's kind of going outside. I think this is going to be a little bit on the nose. He's going to run that one off. Does get the red one out of there, so...
Well, that's mission completed.
Yeah, that was the first thing I wanted. Just get rid of the red. Unfortunately, they lose their yellow, but... they're okay with scoring 1 or stealing 1. I don't think it matters to them how many they score. They're just trying to prevent N19 from having any kind of big ends. They'll be glad to give them 1 and then get the hammer back and score a few more. So...
Good stone there.
Gonna take that one out.
Yeah,
Knock that
nice.
yellow one out of the way
Nice
too.
one.
So yeah, very
Nice results.
unfortunately not much for them to hide behind. So this is just gonna be another open takeout. Team Verreycken more than happy to force to 1. Trying to get this one to curl over a little bit. And this might just be a little bit on the outside. Ooh, just swings by it. So a little bit of an opening here for N19. Maybe they can figure out a way to set up another one. Set up 2, yep. Try to split the house. Don't leave a double. Be interesting to see how Team Verreycken will respond to that. Will they draw in? That's the thing you've got. You've got that one red stone. It's just behind the T line. It's just outside outer edge of that 4 foot. you split the house. Well, Team Verreycken could just draw in and freeze up against it, and then you're drawing in something smaller for one. So interesting, interesting play here.
Oops. Slightly unbalanced during the slide.
Oh, and there we have it. And the slider.
And what do you
caught
do
the
now?
stone.
I mean,
I think they're going to allow him to rethrow the stone. Yeah, they're going to.
yeah, that's the kind of.
Well, I think they'll let them play it, see how it is, and then maybe the team gets to decide.
I don't know. I've never.
I've never seen that before. No, you don't see that kind of thing at the Briar or the Scotties.
No. So what do you do now? I mean, I don't think that little slider has a lot of impact on a stone. A slider is super slippery, and a stone is still almost 20 kilos. But then again,
But
it's
it is.
distracting.
It is. Yeah.
And also for the sweepers, you can't really sweep if there's a slider coming in your way.
Yeah. It's really hard to. When you have outside influence like that, yeah, that's you see it. Timo just said, redo the stone. I think it was good for Bart to kind of let it go and see, but that was setting up as a double for Team Verreycken, so very smart move to replay the stone.
That happened now. It's indeed.
Yep, you always have the new guys get a little overzealous on when they're doing the initiations. Like they want to get up really quick, and they end up shooting the step-on slider across the ice, and well.
The most important is nobody actually stepped on that step-on slider, because that would have been an instant trip.
Yeah, I was really worried that Steph was going to step on that, and no, don't make this one come up short. Get it into the house, guys. Sweep it in there. Sweep it on in there.
Is it in? Is it? I think it's in.
It
just
is in,
fighting,
but it's not second shot. That's maybe the worst thing. The worst position it could have been, other than not being in the house, was it didn't bite enough. That yellow over on the edge there, that's a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So, yep, Team Verreycken is just going to take this one out.
Yeah, that little step-on slider, I don't know how you kind of look back to the situation there, because
it's mental, too.
Yeah, it puts you out of focus.
This one's coming down nicely. Is it gonna catch it? Ooh, is it enough?
Yeah, there's enough.
Gets it enough. Moves that red out of there.
Nice sweeping there. I mean, sweeping was needed.
So now Bart is forced to go with this. They have to play out this red, this yellow, and try to roll it into the shooter into the house. So while we're waiting for Bart to set up his shot, I can see over on sheet B, Housekeepers stole 2 in the third, so they lead it 3-0 over Brewers Ducks in the fourth end. And I noticed the Ducks are playing with 3 as well tonight.
Yep. Oof, now you can see it's very unfortunate that one redstone is not sitting a second shot, but then again, a good takeout here. A hit and roll would do the trick, but then the shooter must stay. Score 2 points. It seems very wide. Then again, it's sitting on the side, but it's too wide.
It's too wide. Another steal for Team Verreycken. That's such a tough stone, having to play out to that edge there too. You knew, but they kind of were forced to do that. They were kind of forced to go after that stone, try to get back into this game. Unfortunately, no.
And there's another. Oh,
you gave it to the wrong team.
The wrong team.
Yeah, I saw the step-on slider come flicking it over again. That's hopefully nobody gets hurt.
I think I don't know who's giving initiation there, but they should kind of give a warning. Hey guys, watch your step on sliders. We have league games going on. This is the third time that's happened already in a short time span.
Yep. All right, so here we have Don starting off the fourth end for Team Verreycken. This Team Verreycken leads 6-0 over N19. You can hear Walter shouting in the background. As that heavy stone from Jan came sliding down the ice. At the same time, Don's nice draw to the button here. We love skip sweeping on this channel.
Yeah, you score Kurdia Karma if you are skipping your sweeping.
I think we're gonna have to start. I think we're gonna have to try to bring something over from Twitch that they have over there, is like different emotes and things like that. We can set up something like that, so whenever we see a skip sweeping, we can have an emote. Everybody can just spam the emote. It's gonna tap onto the yellow and sit shots. But yep, Timo's not gonna let it hang around. Let's just get rid of it. It's gonna curl over nicely.
Yeah, maybe have a little roll to be guarding that second stone. Yes, it is.
Kind of sets up a double though. It's a little offset is enough to.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to roll it on the over on the other side then.
No, because that would have risked jamming the red onto their yellow. So that was what they wanted to do. I think it just maybe wanted a little bit more. They wanted to get that in line.
Yep.
This one's inside or outside, depending on the angle you're looking at it, and slides past harmlessly. It's been kind of a theme of the evening for N19 tonight, just not quite finding their lines on the heavier stones.
Yeah, and now Timo putting the broom to line it up, have 3 stones in a row there.
It's gonna curl over a little bit, but it gets that little Christmas tree stack that they call it in the house. So, gonna be difficult to use one stone to get rid of all 3. So he's gonna have to have some weight behind it.
Yeah, and if you know you've just missed your earlier takeouts, then maybe that's something that plays.
Yeah, you run that risk of overcorrecting.
This
one's starting to curl a bit more, though. It's going to come on the other side, but it does get 3 stones moving, gets 2 of them out.
2 of them out, and that last stone is not that dangerous anymore, so they did a good job here.
Yep.
Good stone.
Good stone from Steph there. He's trying for his second consecutive shot of the match, and matches that he's played. He had one earlier this week.
As a lead player.
Or on the weekend, yeah. Yeah, and as a lead player, it was, it's a rarity, but I feel just quite a perfect draw. This one also very nice stone from Tur. Timo always coaching, always.
Oh yeah.
But that's what makes them.
You Barry, yeah.
That's what makes those guys so good. Yep.
And that's honest feedback. That's something you can work with. That's just the objective, neutral, honest feedback.
You know, and when you're looking at playing at the elite level, you need to know if you were half a broom's width off, or you know, like, hey, you were sliding was on the nose, but your release was just a little bit inside, and you know, you have to know these things. And
also, it's sharing that kind of information as a team. I pushed it a bit. It was too hard. It was off broom. That stacking that information builds up the information that gets you into the game, where you just understand how to read the ice and where to put the broom eventually.
Yep. But when I tell you what you've done wrong, it's criticizing and not helpful. It's because Timo says it nicer. Earthquake? Or mini earthquake? Alright, peels it off. Loses the shooter. Opportunity for... Well, I don't think N19 is going to go for the double. I think they want to put this as a freeze up against that yellow. It doesn't help them to... doesn't really help them to get rid of both of those yellows, so...
You always preferring to go over the middle. Second time he called to take a different curl.
I'm not on this one. If I'm the skip, I'm overruling him. Because if it over curls, then it's never gonna have a chance at shot.
Earthquake, sorry. Yeah, that's too late. Wrecked you.
Maybe laugh and try not to cost.
You could hear him. Oh yeah, earthquake. And he was watching the video and he noticed the effects of his own earthquake on video.
Yep.
We have to make a banner sometimes. We always mention it so people that watch the stream know.
That one comes up just a little bit short. I actually had the right line, but this is just going to be an easy peel off for Braum. He's already
wow.
They don't wait. They are just, let's go, let's move. No time for your artistic camera
No,
angles.
I was like, where the hell is Braum in the store?
Peels that one off. No time for your artistic camera angles here.
Nope.
There's brooms to be stacked after. They want to get into it.
Yeah. So double take out here. The stone cannot fit in between, so just a stone anywhere in between those yellow stones will take them out both, and the shooter will stay.
Oh, they're going to try to freeze it up again.
Okay.
But he's going to come from this outside.
And Steph calling for a double takeout. Overruled.
Yep.
By Bart.
Not necessary, really. It's good to have those other stones as backing those. It's good that they're coming from this outside. There is backing over there. Oh, this one's a little bit light, though.
This is very light, yeah.
Ooh, they're going to be able to sweep this one down. It's going to get close. It's going to get close.
Nice sweeping there from Bart.
Oh, good sweep out there.
And that was really important for Bart to come and help sweep. That made a difference, I think.
Yeah, got it to shot stone. Unfortunately, it does not get frozen up against that stone behind, so Timo's just like, let's get rid of it. Because at this point in the game, I don't think Timo is going to worry too much if they get rid of their own shot stone behind it. They have the other one sitting there. It's really just let's prevent N19 from scoring multiples and feeling like they have a chance to get back into this game. So we'll have some good weight on it because I want this one to be nice and straight. Ooh, nose hits, but does get rid of...
Red's gone.
Red's gone. Their shot stone is gone, but shooter sits in the shot position, so... and above the tee line. So I think that's a pretty good result for them.
Yeah, so what do you do now if you're N19? There's so little to play with. Team Verreycken is doing a good job not making the house too crowded.
Yeah, they're looking at possibly trying to hit and roll, get that one yellow out of there. You know, sitting behind this other yellow as a guard, trying to roll over further away, but I don't think either of those results are going to be that great, because if it's sitting behind the yellow, well, Timo will just run his own yellow back to get rid of it. So always a bit of a. We're gonna try something. Maybe a double. The double doesn't help them that much, to be honest, because it would just leave their shot sitting exposed, and if it's their shooter exposed, even if it stays, and then Team Verreycken would just try to draw to the pin and force them to one. So like, this is probably the best thing they could do here. Asks for the sweep and calls him off. Yes, no, make up your mind. Needs this one to curl a little bit more. It's going to be just outside the nose.
You don't want it to roll out.
Stays in the house, but it's not sitting shot. So easy decision for Timo to say, let's get rid of it. If they lose the shooter, I don't think it matters. Force N19 to one. Get the hammer back. This one's going to be just right there. Very nice.
And then there are multiple options. I think just taking it out with a nose hit is the safe option here.
Yeah, that's the clear option. There's not much else they can do. They can't score. They can't. Well, maybe they could try to throw it hard enough that the stone splits in two and then they get two. But that's I'm not sure that's actually a rule.
No, that would be the Looney Tunes version. Then again, line will be important, because if it's off nose and it's too hard, then your shooter could roll in a position where that second yellow stone could sneak in and steal the end here.
I was thinking about it, though. It would be pretty impressive to throw a stone hard enough that it cracked in two and broke the metal pin holding the handle onto it, so that it would allow the stone to sit in two separate places to actually count two. I would allow that. I'd probably count that as like a 4 if you were able to do that.
Line is important.
This one's going to be okay.
Yes,
Iron on the nose. Oh, sit down.
Oh, Swedish curl saved it.
The Swedish curl for the win, or for the point. But a force of one. The N19 scores, gets on the board halfway through this match. Team Verreycken leads 6-1 over N19. Bart taking a peek in, looking at the last shot.
Yeah.
Happy he's on the board. Okay, while we're waiting for this end to get started, a little update from Sheet B. Housekeeper stole another one in the fourth, so they lead it 4-0 as they're in the fifth end now.
So this time N19 gets to kick off the end, and that's the first.
No, they let off the first end because Team Verreycken had the hammer.
Yeah, correct. Forgot about the hammer.
It's even on the scoreboard. Your little
Yeah,
pink thing that doesn't move.
I know.
But outside, yeah, you saw that took a little funny twist. Something there on the ice, right in front of right on that tram line. Just want to take a quick second to thank everybody watching at home. Glad you're lurking, hanging out. Feel free to chat if you're feeling so inclined, but don't feel obligated. We do like the...
we have chat open. We know...
we see everything.
If you have comments, suggestions, remarks, jokes,
Doesn't
puns.
even have to be about this game. I mean, it's nice when it is, but hey. And we're just happy to have you guys here enjoying us on this Thursday evening.
It's been a while since we've seen Bino on stream.
Yeah, his schedule is always weird. It's like, so he gets the 10 a.m. matches on the weekends, and I think that's fit nicely on him. Like, the 10 a.m. Saturday is like his sweet spot because that's a Friday night for him. I'm sure if I hadn't been sick on Sunday and we had been able to broadcast, then he would have been there. This one's coming into the house. I always like to see when the skip puts his broom down. Did he get it right? No, a little bit heavier than he wanted. Just sitting in front of the tee line. And N19's going to be looking for a hit and roll here. Their hits tonight have not been great. Scored one in the last end with one, but they've missed their fair share tonight. Like, this one's going to catch it too thin, and the shooter's going to roll out of the house with some help from Timo. And possibly out of the back. Yep, out over the back line. We're really seeing Team Verreycken just control this match the whole night.
Yeah, they never were in a position where they had to struggle or had to make tough decisions.
Peel that guard off, lose the shooter. Just keep things nice and open. Don't let N19 have a chance to build up anything for a steal. Earthquake, going a minor one.
And what's the situation over on sheet B then?
Sheet B is Housekeepers are leading 4-0 over the Brewers Ducks in the fifth end.
Oh, that's big. So Housekeepers, they won against Grey Ducks earlier this week, 2 days ago, and if they would have their second win of the season, or the second half of the season, that would put them in a position where they might extend their A division journey.
Yeah, it's going to put them up. Wow, he hit that so hard it shook both cameras. You can feel the earthquake over here.
Oh, Bina is here.
Hey, Bina, good to see you. I was just apologizing for, we were just saying, hey, we hadn't seen you, and unfortunately on Sunday, I got sick, so we weren't able to broadcast. I knew that was right in your time slot. That 10 a.m. Sunday match is just after bars close.
Better grab an elephant. Wonder what he means. Is
It's a beer.
Oh,
It's a beer.
It's a beer. Okay.
It's a brand of beer. It's not just like we don't call elephants beers or beers elephants just because. Nice little cleanup there. Yeah, the sickness was nothing much. Like, we went on a ski trip the week before and with a group of friends, and I think half of us came home and had something. Fortunately, we didn't get sick while we were there. We all got it when we got back, so. Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was the Carlsberg elephant or if it was a different brand that I hadn't heard of. But yeah, I've had that one before. It's a nice beer.
We have another skip helping to sweep. Well, not another same skip. We have another moment of skip sweeping. Question is, was it panic? Because now it's behind D line. Don't know if they wanted it that deep.
No, I think that was a little bit of, yeah, is this gonna make it there? And then it carries on through. Yeah, so to catch you up on the match so far, Bina, N19 is struggling. Their skip Stefan van Dijk got sick, so they are playing with a 3-man rotation and without their anchor player. So it's been a bit of a rough night for them. You can see Bart has been put into a role he's not used to, and it's affected his game. I think that he's missed a few shots that normally you'd think he was a really solid bet to make, so they've really been struggling with their takeouts tonight. Team Verreycken is playing very clinical, very focused, not been having to do very much, not been challenged to do anything difficult tonight, really.
It's a Danish Pilsner, so John and I were going to Silkeborg in about a month, so we can try it out there.
We will look for it. I've had it before, and if it's the one if it's what I remember, it's a bit on the stronger side, isn't it, Bina? I believe it's kind of like it's a stronger Pilsner, so same kind of flavor, not quite like a triple, like a Belgian triple, but if it's the one I'm thinking of. There's a pretty good weight there.
Yeah, high fives. They're very happy with this. They should be, because that was a very nice stone.
Timo's saying, "Oh, we've got a few centimeters. We'll just peel this one off." It's going to be very much like the WCT tournament, where the Turkish team, you'd say, "Oh, that's a great shot." The Turkish skip would go, "No, let's get rid of it," and just wipe it right out. Yeah, 7.9%. Yep, it's the same one I'm definitely thinking of.
I'm kind of looking forward to going to that Danish tournament.
Oh yeah, me too.
Also because it's
slight bit on the nose, but it does push that red out of the way. Yeah, it's not one. I remember the first time a friend of mine told me about it, and he said, yeah, he made the mistake of thinking it's a Pilsner and drank it like one, or drank a few like it was a Pilsner, and was like, oh yeah, it's hit him very, very hard. But yeah, Pim and I will be going to Denmark, Silkeborg, to play at a tournament in the early part of April.
Second half of April, I think we. It's about,
oh yeah, it's like the 15th. Yeah,
20th,
middle of April. So we'll be playing with a couple of our friends here in the club. So not our normal team. We'll be taking Tom Gutzals and Mats Schelkens from not from Desperate Housekeepers, from the Daddy School.
Two cool daddies. And then also other Belgian team Greyducks, they're joining us as well on the Bonspiel, as we witness a little missed takeout, not first in this game.
Yeah, Bina, I'm 188 and 90 5 kilos right now, and yeah, I would probably feel it over those. Although I have experience with drinking the heavy Belgians, and so it sometimes doesn't feel like it until you try to do something like, hey, I'm going to stand up from this table now. No, I think I'm going to sit back down. Yeah, 198, 140, that's a pretty big dude. Team Verreycken are going to clear this one out, split the house, force
Very nice one.
N19 to chase, but yeah, N19 is just going to have to try to...
Yeah, you force them to make a decision, like, are we going for left or right, or double is not there, of course.
It's there, but not for everyone. That would be an incredible... I think this would be an incredible double even at, like, the Canadian or the Olympic level. It's like you have to go all the way across the house and you have maybe 10 centimeters of offset and depth. So you'd be basically throwing a huge amount of weight to hit it really solid for it to carry flat over. So yes, it's safe to say it's not there. I want to see him try it, but...
I think they don't want to lose the shooter, because if they lose the shooter, they give Team Verreycken an option to score 2 instead of 1.
I'm surprised, Bina, that you don't find any other Belgians there because...
AB InBev is basically Belgium /
yeah,
American.
Stella and Budweiser are owned by the same companies, and there's a ton of... Stella owns a bunch of breweries that make some of the heavier stuff, and they've even become kind of commercial, but there's a lot. If you could find like a craft beer store or a craft beer bar, I'm almost willing to bet you'd find a bunch of Belgians in their stock because they have... Oh, this one's got to curl over.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And you can see how disappointed Bart is with this stone.
Yep. That has just kind of been their night tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
now it's just a 3-pointer. When we remember Timo leaving one of those 3 points short. Or
Yeah, they
heavy.
could have had a 5 house in the first end.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see 8 ends in this game.
No, I'm betting your house will stop after 6.
I'm losing my house once more. Well, I don't mind. If I lose my house, I'm gonna move in with Caro and Jeroen. We live in the same streets. And it's going to be a little curling house. We have Johanna also camping out there.
But as I was saying with the Belgian beers, I mean, every time I go back to the States, like every bar I go into that's kind of like a craft bar or a craft liquor store, they tend to look for those beers. They offer so many Belgian styles or Belgian beers, so I'd be very surprised if you couldn't find any in your neck of the woods. But it also depends on how remote you are too. But that is a draw to the tee line for Team Verreycken to score 3 here in the 5th end. So they lead at 9-1 as we head into the 6th, and very likely the last end. It's just not been N19's night tonight. I believe they have to play tomorrow night too.
Yeah, they have a couple of games.
Yeah, we have another broadcast tomorrow night, and I believe it is Housekeepers versus N19. I could be wrong, though. I'm often wrong.
And I did had a quick peek over at the B sheet. I think Brewers Ducks, they just won their end, so that should put them, if I remember correctly, 4-1, but you'll confirm or disconfirm in a minute. Or in a second.
Yes. That we'll do this. This one's going to get swept into the house. Thank you guys, not proving me wrong. So over on sheet B, yes, give a quick update. It is now in the 6th end. The 5th end, the Brewers Ducks took 1. So It is a 4-1 lead for Desperate Housekeepers over Brewers Ducks in N number 6.
So Brewers Ducks losing a second game then. I remember they lost against N19 a couple of days ago.
Yes.
In the big
So
Campina Derby.
little shaking up of the standings of tonight, this week. You know, as these teams start getting their last matches of the season.
Which could be interesting because Steenhoed is still sitting with 0 points and 3 losses, and they might feel some heat there. You know, still too early to call a possible relegation, but as long as you don't win.
Yeah, yeah.
You have 2 teams relegating, so you at least need to have 2 teams behind you if you want to stay in the A division.
Oh yeah, the Belgian monastery beers, the Trappist beers. And we actually just recently lost, or one of the monasteries actually lost their Trappist
License, not
license,
licensed,
yeah.
or
it's a legal term. You can't use it unless the brew is brewed by monks in a monastery. And one of the beers monasteries decided to outsource their brewing, and so it can no longer be called Trappist. But I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, I could understand that. Driving all the way into town just for some beers, it can be. It's not something I would do regularly. I'd probably do it like, hey, once every couple of months, few months, just go and stock up. But I don't. Fortunately, I don't have to do that. Oh yeah, they do some of those, like those fancier beers. They'll sell them in bigger because they're meant to be. They're meant to be in, like, for celebrations and things like that. So they'll sell them in basically like champagne sized bottles, and it's the kind of thing you share with friends. You're not supposed to drink one on your own in an evening. Is going to tap their yellow one back a little bit deep, but still covered. Oh, you did. Well, you are a big dude, and it you know, that happens. I'm trying to think of. No, I don't think I've ever had one of those on my own. I mean, I've had technically enough to finish one of those on my own. It's only really about 2.5 beers in one of those big champagne-sized bottles, but when the alcohol percentage is usually 9-10%, it's a little bit more than just 2.5 beers.
Right, so N19 trying to gets in between those 2 yellows there.
That's going to catch on that yellow, tap it back. Now, it still leaves that gap there. With backing, they could potentially, you know, if Team Verreycken doesn't shut that down, then maybe they could do it. But it looks like, Timo was out tapping. Let's set up a...
Just close the gap there. Make
Yep.
sure you protect your stones.
Tour, make sure the bottom is clean.
That's important. Going for a little tap on red, maybe. It's not curling it quite enough, although it closes the gap. And
I think that's a great stone, honestly.
Yeah, this is perfect.
It curled over a little bit at the end.
Yep.
They would have liked it to have maybe a little bit of covering more over that red, just to prevent them from using it to tap it back. But
and because it's slightly sitting in front of that redstone, I don't think N19 can do a kind of very hard run back and go for triple takeouts.
Well, they are going to try to run it back, but I think they really
want to open
care
things
about
up.
splitting it.
Yeah. Their main objective is just to open things up. Ooh, this is going to
hard. Curl hard. It's going to catch that yellow on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And push two yellows deeper in.
And this is kind of, I wouldn't say worst case situation, but they don't get a lot of value out of this.
Yeah, no.
You just have 4 stones for Team Verreycken sit in the house, and the road to the pin are still blocked. So a good guard would still put Team Verreycken in a very defensive position.
Yeah. There's not much to. It's been very difficult to find highlights for N19 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Team Verreycken is playing a very solid, critical game, and then if you combine that with a couple of mistakes from N19.
Yeah. See, technically this was a miss. They wanted a guard, came a little deep, but hey, I don't think they're going to complain about 5 stones in the house and no way to get to the button. I know Brom's going to be disappointed because
he doesn't look that disappointed, but
I think he's kind of laughing at just how he's been off a little bit tonight. I would imagine if they go back and they watch when they score this, they're going to be very critical about it and say, well, okay, this was supposed to be a guard and you were in the house, so it's technically not the stone we wanted. So
but then
they're not being punished for any of the little mistakes that they're making tonight.
It puts pressure, and you have a lot of cluttered yellow stones.
This one looks like it's going to squeeze by.
Wow.
Oh, just squeezes.
Very nice, very nice. And it's not setting shot, but it is damage control. That's at least
second shot now, but they can just peel it out.
Yeah.
You just see Team is all they're going to do is let's get rid of this one.
And we know Brom likes to throw those kind of peels. If there's something he can really do very good is have some power.
Yeah. There you go. Big push. Easy release. Ooh, jams on the back one there.
Yeah.
Oh, and now they're sitting shot. Oh, a bit of a lifeline here for a N19.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss there from Brom.
That's amazing. He was maybe 2-3 centimeters too far inside. Just a little bit more out to the right, and that's just an easy peel.
Yeah, it's a very Belgian thing to start root for the underdog. Little country, we always sympathize with the underdog. It's still a long way to go for N19.
Yeah, I mean they're sitting
down 8 points.
Yeah, I think even if they somehow hang on to win this end and take 1 or 2, I'm still thinking we're gonna see handshakes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing great and the other team is better, then you can play. But if you feel like you're missing out here and there, and the other team is very solid and doesn't make mistakes, and you don't feel like there's a big chance to come back in a game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this one curls over just a little too much, and
luckily they didn't tap in yellow in a shot position there.
Nope.
It was a scary one.
That's why you saw Bart kind of get him off the broom. And now actually the Reds even sitting in a position where maybe they can tap it just a little bit forward, get a second one into a scoring position. So they're going to try to peel this red one off there on the back. And I think worst case scenario, if it catches that yellow, one of the yellows will go away, but the other yellow will probably be sitting and could even end up ending up in shot. So yes.
If there's one thing that Timo has, it's kind of a lot of focus, concentration.
No, they weren't. I think they were going for the peel here. Oh, very nice. I see what the that was actually the tactic all along, because then it pushes the yellow in front of the red, so it's going to be harder for them to do something with it. Yellow is sitting shots. Very, very nice stone there from Timo.
Yep.
He is totally excited about it, you can see.
Yeah. Keep your emotions under control, Timo. I mean, that's also quality of kind of a sportman. It doesn't matter if you're losing by a lot of points or winning by a lot of points. Just stay focused and just be concentrated all the way to the ends. And because loosening up is a way to start making mistakes, especially in curling.
We have a tour fan in the audience. Good evening, Kriets.
Hi, Kriets.
Welcome to the cast.
I'm gonna take the bet that Kriet is maybe family. I'm not sure, of course. I don't know any family members of Tuur.
How would you get that?
That's a wild guess. Educated guess, though.
There, is this one peels off that yellow?
Interesting, though, because now N19 is sitting 3, and they have an option to get that yellow one out as well using their red stone. So, with only one stone for Team Verreycken to play, N19 could score a big house. But then Timo has to make, I think, a good draw behind one of the guards there.
I'm almost wondering if they're just going to tap out this yellow? Or the red, excuse me? Nose hit it?
I'm not sure.
That would make the most sense, because then it would leave 2 stones in the house that they couldn't do N19 couldn't do anything with. And then they would have to they'd have to play 1 away to score and only get 1. So I think this is gonna be yeah, I think this was gonna just go maybe tap that red one away. Try to make sure the shooter sits. It's gonna be nicely right on top. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
Red goes away.
Yeah.
Yep. No chance for
just, forcing N18 to take it out for 1 point here.
Yep. Is there some kind of crazy... Is there some kind of crazy double they can hit? I don't think so.
I don't see a double opportunity. Unfortunate for N18, it's just a force to 1.
Yep. Very likely the last stone of the match. I think Bart's gonna want to try to make it a good one. At least get a second point up on the board. On its way. Need this one to curl over a bit. This one's gonna be just fine.
Job well done. Just 1 point though, but that is a job well done. So 1 red as we go
And
into end number 7.
they're discussing.
They're doubting. Are we going to play? Are we going to? Well, they're gonna play. Or
I guess they're gonna play.
yeah.
Going down to set up. It is. I'm glad I bet your house and not mine. That was the last end. But hey, it keeps going. You know. It is N19's prerogative to say whether they want to continue or to stop, and they have chosen to continue. So, right. So we head into the 7th end with Team Verreycken leading 9-2 over N19. N19 just took 1 in that last end, so they'll be starting it. They did pay for it and came a long way. That is true.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Yeah, I think for N19, they're going to want to play. They're going to try to shake off the early misses, and they want to try to at least finish strong. You know, play the way they know they can play.
Yep.
Oh, I just saw a drip of water. A couple of drips of water.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's
raining
on the
pretty
ice
hard
there.
as well here. We had some issues sometimes with the roof leaking when there's heavy rainfall.
Oh, this one's going to come into the side of the house. A little bit past T-line. This one seems light. Yep. Bart's coming out there to sweep, try to get that over the line. Well, into the house.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down, but why did Dirk stop? And then it catches that drip or something that's in the ice right there, and it kind of stopped it and kicked it out a little bit. Just gonna come around over to the other side, put something in the top part of the house over this other one in the back. Well, this one we're waiting to come to a stop. Quick update from Sheet B. Ooh, Brewers Ducks stole 2 in the 6th. So now it is 4-3. In the 7th end, it is 4-3 in favor of the Desperate Housekeepers. But it's definitely tightening up.
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
didn't expect that. It's coming. They were leading 4-0, almost halfway.
4-0 through the 4th. Yep.
Could be interesting there.
It's karma for Brecht for causing the earthquake,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then realizing afterwards he caused an earthquake. Just misses that yellow. I don't think that's what they were going for. I think this was a bit wide. Settles
Sitting
deep, but
shot there.
in the shots position, yes.
And Team Verreycken now opting to take it out.
Yep. This one's gonna be just a nice little peel. Ooh, just catches it. Oh, and knocks their own out of the house.
Yep.
I thought that was gonna catch that one a little bit more solid, but just grazed that center stone.
Overhearing Timo mentioning it was maybe the release. I don't know if I catch that right.
Sorry, I was yawning. I think that's what he said too. Viry, you're gonna try to draw in behind those red guards on the side of the house. Gotta make sure this gets down there though.
Feels like it's going to hit the guard though.
No, it's gonna hit the guard. It's too light. Yeah, he's struggled with finding the right weight tonight, and doesn't seem to be getting any better here in the later ends when the ice is starting to degrade. So.
Confirmed.
You were right. Pim was right.
That was
Hashtag.
right, yeah.
We don't have a hashtag for that one, unfortunately.
So, do we have any kind of nice information about who we should know about? Interesting facts, fun facts.
Ooh, peels off their own yellow, but red goes through the house, so all is good. All they want to do is clear things up, so. Steph looking at, well, what if they do this? Well, that's something you shouldn't probably worry about, to be honest. So they're going to try to draw this one behind those stat guards.
Yeah, this is an interesting end here.
Well, this one's, I don't know if he gave it enough ice. Steph's going to have to work really hard to
Again,
keep
going
this.
straight for those guards. I think it will be the same stone as before, just slightly tapping the guards.
Ooh, it had the right weight. I just don't think it had enough ice. Yeah. Yep, there is a drip coming down, confirmed. So Timo trying to line up this double here. Hit and roll. Maybe there's the double, but that's not the initial call. Just hit and roll, get behind these stacked reds. Trying to get this one to curl. Gets rid of it, but doesn't hold the shooter. I see some takeout training for Brahm in the future.
Yeah.
But honestly, that would be a nice problem to have. It's like, oh, you're missing things by a couple of centimeters, as opposed to you're missing the stones completely. So that's a nice thing to have to train. This is going to be quite the same as that last one. Is it going to get around? It's got to go over that drip spot
It'll be
as well.
close. It'll be close. It's
That one
round.
gets around, yeah.
And there's indeed a drip spot. Yeah.
Now it's not going to curl over enough.
Oh, no.
Oh. Yeah, it seemed to hit that spot and just stopped curling.
Yeah, he's pointing at that spot like, hey, how do we deal with that kind of annoying spot? And I remember Timo looking at that spot earlier in the game, remember?
Yep, yep. But that means that Braum is going to have to take his stone through that same spot. So what is that going to do? I'm really sweeping this one hard. It's starting to curl over. That's going to be on the guard.
Yep.
Are we seeing a little loss of focus here from Team Verreycken at the end? Slightly, you know, look at this. Maybe getting allowing N19 to try to play their way back into this. All right, well, a quick update from Sheet B. Desperate Housekeepers scored 1 in the 7th. So they now lead 5-3 in the 8th end. And honestly, it looks like they're measuring. Oh, they're measuring something too. So maybe
Really?
they have the stick out.
That could be very interesting if they have to measure and then the game comes to a tie in the... What end are they at right now?
It looks like they're going into the 8th. I think they were measuring for second stone.
Okay. Ooh, this one looks
This is wide.
This is
Well
very
wide.
And again, not a lot of
And
rotation.
no handle,
rotation
yep.
at all.
Yeah, it's the second time we've seen that from Bart tonight, where on the release and then forgets, somehow grabs and stops the rotation. And you never know where the stone's going to go when there's no rotation.
Yeah, why no rotation? I don't think that was intentional. That was...
Yeah, I think that was just it's just he was worried more about the line or something, and then it just caught on his hand or something like that. But yeah, that's just a mistake.
Yeah.
Because if you throw a stone without rotation, at some point it will find its own
Becomes unpredictable.
rotation, but you don't know where. It's like a knuckleball in baseball, so you don't know where exactly it's going to go. So that's why you put that rotation on it. You know that it's going to curl that way. Spills the shot stone. Now we've got N19 coming back. They've got a chance to, well, they got a chance to sit with 2 in the house. Hopefully they can get some split on this one. They'll want to like peel this yellow one off, slide the shooter over underneath that guard into a position where it's better than that red stone in the back, but covered up. Force either Timo to draw for 1 or just give up 1. Oh,
Oops.
there's his hand. Yeah, that happened earlier tonight too, Frank, and I think it was... No, it could be that, but I also saw it earlier where he really just, like, as he was letting it go, it just caught his hand and it completely stopped it.
I'm throwing the broom there.
Yeah. But yeah, knowing that there were initiations today, it wouldn't surprise me if it picked something up too. So this is lined up for a double here. I mean, not a bad end from N19 to force 1, but yeah, obviously they needed to pick up some points to try to get this back in.
I think this will be the final stone of the game. Body language from Dirk is probably suggesting a handshake right after this stone.
I would suggest maybe it's Bart sitting on the side with his
Bart,
broom,
yeah, sorry.
with his broom halfway down the ice
Yeah,
on the side.
I meant Bart. It was a.
At least Dirk was in the picture.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I was mixing up Dirk and Bart.
This one's going to peel off one. Steal of one for N19. And now the decision, do they play the last ends?
I think there's. Yeah, a discussion. It's a matter of do they just want to play.
Might as well, yep.
Curling,
Yep, it's just one more end. Why not play it?
And there it is, picking up the broom once more.
Now, so some life left in N19. I mean, it's.
I think that's just like, hey, we're
It's
here.
a formality.
Yeah.
We're here. Let's play it. So
It's too much fun, and it's good for the viewers and treating the fans and the viewers out there.
get their money's worth. You paid for 8 ends of curling. Let's play 8 ends of curling. You know. Right. So he's starting off the 8th end here with Steph leading off for N19. Team Verreycken leads 9-3 in this last end. It's going to carry into the house. Just going to peel this one off. Try to hold the shooter over there on the corner, give themselves a little wide corner guard action. I was going to make a comment how you still have half a beer left in the last end, but you didn't join us until later in the match, so that's understandable. Yeah, this one slides. Shooter slides just out of play. So we're gonna have to take points off of Don's shooting percentage there tonight. Yeah, so you joined halfway in the match, so you're only halfway done with the beer. That makes sense. Oh yeah, that's true. It is only like what? Let's see, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 your time, I believe. That is a bit early to start really putting down those those elephants. Make sure this one gets into the house, just right on top. A little bit deep. Sweep error there.
Was that a swear jar moment there?
I think so. It wasn't in English, but it was still a swear jar.
Yeah, it was a little swear jar moment. I'm pretty confident.
Now, will we be able to get him to pay? That's another question. No longer the tall boys. Probably safer that way. Timo just gonna peel stuff off. Just no big ends. That's all they want to make sure of. Bit on the nose. Is that going to roll away? That does roll away. Probably have liked that one to have gotten all the way out of the way, but used to be sold in 4 packs of half liters. Now it's 6 packs of 11 twos. So it's still technically the same quantity of beer, just in different packaging. So if somebody's determined to drink all of it, they're going to drink all of it. Seem to kind of push that one a little bit inside there as he's releasing it. Like he kept his hand on the handle just a little bit long and kind of pushed that one in. It's also quite light.
It was way too light because I remember Bart asking it to be behind the red one in the house, so that one
Yep.
was not near where Bart wanted that stone. Last stone of the game for Tuur here.
You know, I just noticed something. Every single player in the match tonight only has 4 letters in their name.
Yeah, true.
Just caught my eye. Well, aside from Jeroen, but he's not playing. He's only the alternate, so...
And Timo is also a little bit of an abbreviation.
But that's what he goes by.
Yeah, that...
Except on YouTube when he's chatting and it's only Tim. That's...
Yeah.
But hey, still. For our purposes tonight, everyone only has 4 letters in their name. That's amazing. I mean, it's just like we had the doubles match with Wiki de Viking, where everybody only had 3 letters in their name. You're thinking about that one.
Yeah. I was remembering, and back in Östersund, we had a night off in the bowling alley, and I was in a team with Kim and Jeroen and myself, and because Jeroen was the only one off, we called him Jim. But he was very unaware of that. And Kim and I were like, "Wow, very nice ball there, Jim." And he didn't really respond to that.
Maybe should.
Oh yeah, and Wim was also in our team, Wim Neelman. So that was Kim, Pim, Wim, and then we had to just
you had to
Jim.
call it Jim. Yeah, yeah. This one's a little bit deep. Bart's going to try to help this one out the back. Oh. And Dirk just wants to lay it there instead of trying to hit and roll. Gonna need to make sure he gets the right weight on this one. Come on, Dirk. Your last stone of the night. Let's make it a good one.
Make it count. Get it in there. I mean, who knows? Maybe his mom's also watching, and you don't want to throw bad stones if your mom's watching, right?
Line is going to be okay. We try to sweep to make sure this one just clears.
It's all about a weight now. It's all about a weight. Comes into the house.
Bart trying to curl it over a little bit more, but it's about half. So of course Timo accidentally taps. Go for the hack weight. Let's just get rid of it.
We don't want to be overcritical if you remember his previous stone, but then again, Team Verreycken will just say, I can see part of that stone, and it's Bram. Bram can throw those kind of peel weight takeouts.
Well, it's not Dirk's mother, but his brother is watching.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah.
And he approved. He thought that was a good stone, and I felt that was a good way to finish.
A brother from another mother? Since it's twin brother, probably not.
Twin brother, no. No. Speaking as a twin, no.
No.
Unfortunately, it gets spilled out, but they're looking at what are their options now. I think, yeah, you try a hit and roll. Steph wants to do the double, but the double doesn't help them because it leaves it open. So you want to try to hit and roll. You get that first stone under cover because they don't have the hammer either. So either that or they freeze it in. They just put it in that pocket. But I don't. I am not so sure about this. I think if they did a hard enough hit and roll, they could possibly double those out anyway. But to just go into that pocket, I don't think it helps them that much.
Play bold, yeah.
The bold play is to try to hit off that one, the yellow one in the right off the center line, and roll your shooter over, and sit something. That's really the only chance.
I think you have to play bold and beautiful. I know a team that will in Denmark in a month.
Well, we'll be playing bald and beautiful. Ooh, does move them both, but well, see, that's maybe the worst case scenario there is for that yellow one to still sit shot and behind their own yellow or own red. I would have tried the hit and roll there. But it's so easy to say that from up here.
Yeah.
From here in the booth as opposed to on the ice. And especially, I mean, Bart's done a pretty good job. It's, he's a vice skip. He doesn't have to usually call an entire match. So I think he's done a pretty good job with strategy on this. Nothing I would say, oh my gosh, why did you make that call? I don't think we've seen anything like that.
Nope.
Trying to get a swim a curl over. Right there, center line unfortunately sits out in the open. So this is going to be an opportunity. Well, they have to bury this stone. They have to find a way to get rid of this yellow and bury the stone. But it has to roll over just a little bit. Is the double there? Possibly, but if they make the double, does the shooter stay? It's really hard to say.
Bina is calling for a double. It's there. I mean, it's not like you can lose the game
You can't
even
lose
harder.
any
I mean,
worse,
if there's one time you can kind of do a trick shot in a game situation and maybe go for a shot of the match.
Might as well, yep.
I don't know how many shot of the matches you've written down.
I'm
Also,
gonna be honest, not many. But there's a couple, but we haven't had to see anything from Team Verreycken, and so
over at Cheat B, the game has finished, but they didn't put on the final 8-end score there.
no,
So it's
too lazy to go to the other end. All right. Well, we got visual confirmation from housekeepers that they are the winners. What the score is, we do not know, but they have beaten the Brewers Ducks, and that's all we know.
And they left the door open, so no earthquake there. Although,
Oh wait, nope. See, because there's there it is.
hopefully not. Oh man! Thanks for the earthquake.
It's a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be on the nose. Unfortunately, it needed to curl over just a little bit. Had good weight on it. I think if it got over, that might have been able to catch that double. But
Yeah, now it's just take out here for Timo.
a mere formality. I mean, maybe not, but they're still also sitting 1 at this point. So a takeout here would score them a second on a nose hit. So that is all they are going to try to do.
Final stone of the game. We're going to see a takeout from Timo, win the end, win the game.
Yeah, but, we like to see that. We like to see the teams go for it, especially, hey, what do you have to lose? So definitely appreciate that they went for it there. It's going to try to hold this one in. Got it in nicely right there on the nose. And Bob's your uncle. There's the handshakes.
And this is it.
Very...
It's 1 for Team Verreycken there.
That is 2 for Team Verreycken.
No, 2 for Team Verreycken.
So final score 11-3. Team Verreycken defeats N19, and albeit a depleted team N19 without their skip, without their anchor.
Yeah, this was not N19 at their strongest since they had to miss their skip, and that can make a big difference there.
So, there's not a whole lot to recap there. Team Verreycken played super solid. N19, obviously, the missing their skip was just, they were out of sorts and really struggled to find their lines and weight on everything tonight. So, got a few good shots from them. I think Bart has a shot of the match candidate in there. I didn't really get anything spectacular from Team Verreycken on that one. Very solid play, nothing super fantastic. But I think we got a couple so it's probably going to be an N19 shot for the match.
Yep. And yeah, if you play against Team Verreycken, you know they are the team to beat. They're the strongest team in the Belgian league. And every team that steps on the ice against Team Verreycken kind of starts with the mindset, maybe if we play our best game, maybe if we find our best skill level, we might have a shot at making it tough for Team Verreycken. But then, of course, if you open up with a 4-house, well, that kind of motivation could drop very, very hard.
Yeah.
And then a couple of steals later, suddenly, well, you see all of your hopes declining very, very fast. Nothing like snow in the sun there.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things that started out bad for N19 and just didn't get any better. Yeah. So
it is what it is, and it was well deserved. I mean, they didn't steal their victory here. It was a well-earned victory, and well, kudos for the sportsmanship of N19. They played. They continue to play.
Yeah. They fought all the way through despite it. They won 3 ends tonight. It's something. It's not easy taking an end against Team Verreycken, so they got 3 of them. So I think they should be able to hold their heads up high despite knowing they didn't play their best and they weren't at their full strength. They still managed to take a couple of ends, so they got to take the positives out of this tonight. So,
and one of the other positives tonight is we had a lot of viewers. I want to thank all of our viewers joining us tonight. Bina, Frank, Griet,
Chris, everybody,
Chris,
everybody who stopped in and chatted, or even if you just stopped in and watched, you didn't have to say anything.
Yeah,
we appreciate you guys watching.
We know from the numbers, a lot of people just watch the game but don't chat out. But we see the numbers, so we know there are a couple of people there that are watching. So very much appreciated. And hopefully we will see you tomorrow in our upcoming game. So we have a game tomorrow up. We'll kind of have maybe a quick peek at the schedule. Let's see where the schedule is. This is the standings.
There's the schedule.
Here's the schedule. So we have upcoming games. N19 is playing against Housekeepers tomorrow, and then we have B Division games over in the weekend and finishing off with some Luxembourg games. So we still have a packed schedule for you guys there. March is opening very good for Curly and Curly TV in Belgium curling. No need to watch the Briars. We all know
that's
during the round robin is just keeping the teams busy. That's just for sponsors, but nobody watches round robins, right?
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Bina, for joining in. We're here all weekend, so hopefully we'll have a couple of matches when you have better time slots for you, because we know you're a bit of a night owl. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Check out the schedule. Make sure you follow us on social media. All of our things here.
Yeah.
Tim's going to go through it.
I'm going to go through it. I know how to mirror. So we have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and still legal TikTok.
TikTok.
Although It's starting to shift in Belgium,
We'll see.
but that's politics, and we don't do politics here on
Yep.
Korea TV.
So until tomorrow night when we have our another match, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye now.